Hey guys, it's been a long time since I've done a video update on the channel, but right off the bat, you can see this is not the same side-by-side I had from my last update. This is a 2022 Polaris RZR Pro R Ultimate Launch Edition 2-seat. This thing's pretty wild. You can there's a lot of specs on them online, a lot of videos. Goal of this one is to get you guys a walk around video, answer some questions. A lot of it's probably going to be in the garage, but while it was outside, thought I'd get it to you guys in the light. Show some angles while people are waiting on their units or people are debating ordering. Definitely an incredible machine. You hear me say it a bunch, but you are absolutely in control with this thing. It is it's pretty crazy how in control you feel at 80 plus. It's kind of eye-opening. Makes you I don't know, it makes you feel small. That's not the right word, but it's just a pretty humbling experience. That's a good word. So yeah, let's go over a few things and then get in the garage. Got the tow pig, Oh High Country. She lives outside, 2021. She's doing great. Let's get us in the garage. I'm at the new house as well. Nice garage setup, so enjoying the view every day. Alright guys, this is just an informative walk around. A lot of people asking questions about these new machines, just trying to cover some stuff that a lot of people aren't covering. Stuff some people think about, some people don't. I am going to give you guys best walk around I can of it. It's about 10 degrees out right now, Fahrenheit. So a lot of it's going to be inside the garage in a bit, but I'll try and get the stuff out in a better light here. Show you what we can. Some of the main common things on these. 2022 Pro R. This is shock mount everyone's worried about. If you've followed desert racing at all in the past, or any racing really at all in the past 20 plus years, you know that this point that everyone thinks is a weak point is a non-issue. It's very common. And speaking of non-weak points, the size of these control arms is absolutely outstanding. Boxed A-arms, absolutely insane. The rear suspension, just insanely beefy. I mean, there's nothing like this on the market. This is stuff you'd expect from an aftermarket company, or on a race car even. These lowers are just insane. Uppers, everything. 3.0 shocks front and rear. Kind of a floating hub in the back. Everything's M14 hardware, super easy. Let's get it all disassembled. The axle shafts are huge. And yeah, just giving you guys kind of a good walk around of this thing. One of the questions that was brought up was the clutch venting the outlet. It's here on the driver's side. It comes up the highest point there, bottom of this tube for water intrusion. You're looking, make sure I get that level. I went down a bit right there. You're gonna be the inside you're gonna be up to your chest in water before you have to worry about water getting in your clutch via the exhaust. Possibilities of snorkeling it. It's kind of a real malleable soft plastic triangle maybe shaped tube here from an oval. Might be able to get something onto that and just go straight up. Looks like there's a good spot. You could maybe poke it out up there. Other than that, yeah, if you're going over your chest in water, I'm not, but it's one question I'm gonna get out of the way here. Overall, this thing is wild. The sound of it is it's not like anything I've heard on the market. This thing has I got the rigid light bar and mounts DOT windshield from Polaris. Lock and ride. Got the bumper and skid plate there, and same in the back. I'm sure you saw rear bumper and skid plate. Debated the rear. It's easy to take off, I guess, if I'm not liking the looks of it, but just kind of keeps people off the exhaust. If say you come in here and reach for something in a storage tote or a beverage, it's going to keep you off that exhaust tip. Otherwise, you can see that could be a fairly painful ordeal. And the inside here, so these seats have 3 adjustment notches. That's looks like you can tilt it back 2 further notches than I have it now. A ton of slide room, rails there. The Click 6 harnesses, never had these before. They're not bad. I'm coming from a 2019 Turbo S Dynamics skid machine. This is just on another level here. The switches, super nice. Got it's hard to see, but they light up. I'll show you more when I put this thing inside. Got the mirror for this unit. To get the rigid chase light and the Rockford Fosgate Stage 4 audio, which is those 2 speakers. And on the passenger side, I'll zoom over that real quick. Passenger side does have 10-inch sub. Nothing's broken in yet really, but it does sound pretty good. I had a Wet Sounds 6-speaker bar with 2 jail audio pods in my Turbo S I had, and that won't touch this system. This thing blows it away. So, and I was nearing the cost. So, good investment, I'd say, on that. I am freezing. I will catch you guys inside the garage here. This is just going to be a video of just the throttle response, the snappy. I got it up here in race just to give you guys an idea of how quick the response is. Just to give you an idea how the end cap sounds were and stuff, man, this thing's quick. And the thing about this, and I'll probably say it a bunch in this video, but it doesn't feel like you're going as fast as you're going, which potentially could be kind of dangerous, but you really got to know what you're doing running this machine. It's could get a beginner in a lot of trouble. It could get an experienced person in a lot of trouble. All right, here we are in the garage, and now that it's a little warmer, I will try and go over some questions that you guys had that I didn't touch on outside. One of the questions, which might be kind of difficult for me to do, is a gentleman asked what the height is with the different suspension modes. So this machine doesn't change a whole lot like the previous Dynamics models did. The reason for that being, the main reason, I guess there's two. The main reason I can see is it has proper springs on it. The previous models just had tender springs here that were, you know, down to this or less, all squished together. That would basically just keep this spring from getting slack in it when it was drooped out all the way. Just keep a little bit of tension on it when it was drooped. These have true dual rate. Two different diameter spring steels on there, and it's a hell of a lot better system. Same with the front. You can really see it up here, and that's just a true dual rate 3.0 front and rear on this machine. So I haven't noticed, honestly, when you hit comfort, I really don't think it will lower that much. I can try it here and see what happens. Let's see, we gotta wait for the little intro video. I'll do some inside stuff while I'm in here. These switches down here, super cool. Let's get that out of the way. These actually light up as you turn them on or off, which is super cool. We got the throttle modes there. Sport seems to be pretty standard one. Over here, same thing with the four-wheel drive and front axle lock. Same high beams, low beams. Super great. So let's go into comfort. I mean, that just lowered. You probably didn't even see it on video. I wouldn't even call it half an inch. It's next to nothing because the springs in this thing, it's not undersprung like pretty much every previous Polaris model. It sits up pretty good. You can only raise it. I just went from comfort to Baja and got out of the machine and pulled up on the front, and it raised it less. It might have been an inch, maybe an inch, which is, I know in the old models you could lower the machine 3 inches or more just by pressing that button. So that's my I'm not even getting the tape measure out for that, but that's my opinion on that. The other reason, so I know in the old machines they obviously had compression control with the Fox Dynamics system. This has compression and rebound control. So the old ones, you could throw it in the stiff mode and you could come up front here and you could lift up, you know, on the front, and you could lift the sucker right up. You could suck the tires in, get those A-arms arced down. This thing you can't. It has full-blown control over rebound and compression. It sits where it sits. The place you will notice it, this might be a better explanation. The place you'll really notice it is actually driving. If you cruise down, you know, a nice dirt road or pavement or whatever, you know, something kind of hard pack, and you just kind of saw the wheel back and forth. This thing, the different modes are definitely noticeable. I've been bombing around kind of in the snow. That's what we have here in northern Michigan. Bombing around in Baja mode. And when I'm on the road, I think track mode. Track mode keeps it real flat. Seems to feel the best on pavement. You know, for any sort of maneuvers you need to do, those of you who ride them on pavement, that's feeling the safest to me. Most controlled, I should say. This thing is mind-blowingly controlled at 80 plus, even on snowy roads. I only got a couple miles on the machine as it sits, but I have had it up to 85 plus a couple times today, and it's just controlled at every speed. It's pretty wild. It feels, I came from a 2019 Turbo S Dynamics with a, you know, a little bit widened stance with rims, full spring kit, and this thing just feels 100% more in control. Just kind of like a sports car, to be honest. Besides the tread squirm and the sidewall flex on these tires, if you're really doing some quick maneuvers on the pavement, if you were to put some larger diameter rims and street tires on this thing would be a go-kart, no question. No doubt about it. So anyways, another question that was had is the coolant hose issue. I know Side by Side Blog had an issue with theirs. I did see, I've only seen one other post on all 3 pages on Facebook about it, but I'm actually not gonna pop this cover off because there's no advantage of doing so to see it, but there's the bottom of the reservoir, and I have checked every coolant hose on this thing, and nothing's loose. None of the clamps are where they don't need to be. They're all clamped in the correct spots. From what I can tell, this thing was put together. It seems to be a fairly small percentage that had that issue, but I have seen, you know, 2 of them out of the few hundred that have been given to customers and posted on social media about it. So, you know, maybe something to check when you get yours. Have your dealer check it out. Let's go over some modifications here. I'm gonna cut the clip. All right, guys, I am going to turn this thing on accessory mode and go over just some of the things I had installed. First, let's get, I know it's the same as the Pro XP, but just the lights, just a view with the lights, the marker lights, I should say, the signature lights on the machine. The dealer had a fancy name for these lights. I can't remember what they called them. But definitely a great, well put together product, I should say. So first, let's go rigid light bar. These mounts are freaking awesome. Low profile. They're probably cast mounts. I don't think those are billet. They could be. I don't see any. No, there's a bubble there. It's probably cast. Anyways, little mold issue. So, but yeah, so rigid light bar, switches here. Super, obviously it's got the side, 25% on each side is kind of a flood beam, and then the center is a spot beam. I haven't aimed anything yet. I'm sure that might need to come down just a touch. It might be fine compared to the low beams and then high beams. You know, it might not be terrible. We'll play with that. So again, super cool switches. These get a little light to them. In the rear, I have the rigid, again, chase light. And this thing is, it's pretty cool. I'm going to set the camera back over here, show you guys some of the modes of this light. See if I can find something to set this against. This tool will work. Sorry, just still moving in to this garage, but would like to. I'd like to get a week and organize shit, but so that's off. Everything's off. You can hit the brake. So if you go to on with that is that pattern, and then the brakes on that pattern, and every pattern, the brakes do that. Interesting. So the different patterns, there's a bright reverse, a dim reverse. I believe that one was off. Dual orange flash there. You guys get the picture. Just the back and forth strobe. Then there is a strobe there. Then there's back to that. And I'll leave it like that. Kind of looks cool. Super bright. I don't know if you can really tell in the video, but this bar is obviously it's top notch. These things used in the racing scene daily, and a lot of big names. So anyways, to get that off, you can just keep switching patterns, and then off she goes. All the other screens, pretty much the same. The dynamic screen here, and I will I'll go through the modes for you guys just so you can look, I suppose. So that was about how that's this just shows just kind of where each mode is at right now. Obviously it'll differ when you're driving. It's kind of fun to watch, but other than that, it's got all your standard stuff. I did have I'll shut this off. How many miles this thing has? I'm actually curious. There you go, 7.5 miles on it. So Rockford Fosgate, gonna cover this outside, but the Stage 4 sounds awesome. I'll plug and play 10-inch under there, and then you've got your on each side by your knees, got those, and then the tweeters. All right, to the outside, we have the DOT Lock and Ride Polaris windshield, vented. The vent open here. It's just a simple push it in. I'll sure it's similar on all the other models, but got the clutch intake on both sides here. It sucks. It goes under the dash, through the center console, and right to the clutch behind the seats. Got the pre-runner front bumper, non-winch. I don't ride in mud or do anything that requires a winch, really. So I got that on there. Nice aluminum skid plate. Let's go around back here. The stock muffler, that thing is going to be an Evo Captain's Choice when they release it. I do like the way the sound stock. I by no means dislike the stock sound. It sounds really cool. High-end sports car sound. Definitely a performance build in the motor. Higher compression, obviously. It's thing just goes. So in the rear, we have that rear pre-runner bumper. I think it'll grow on me. I wasn't 100% sure. It does definitely offer protection for everything from the plate here to the plastic exhaust, everything there. It just kind of adds a 6-8 inch buffer zone. I think I'll keep it on there. I got a lock and ride 75 quart chest coming for it. And I'm really excited to see where this thing goes. I think that's all it's going to be for this evening, guys. I will definitely keep, and I started this on 1x zoom on the phone. Should have gone 0.5. Definitely keep everybody updated. I will, please feel free to ask questions. I will do my best to answer them. One more thing that I'm sure a lot of people want to see, and I will get you that answer, is the, excuse my clumsiness here, getting a tape and seeing the width of these vehicles. This is in Baja mode on suspension. Let's get that so everyone can see. I think let's go in just a little bit. I think we're what we would call pretty even with the edge of the tire there. With the bulge in the tire, we're real close. So let's bring this side back. And I did this earlier as well, so I actually know the answer. Kind of tough to see. This is intense, so don't read that upper 3. But it is almost exactly 72, 3, 4, 5, 6. 76 inches wide, outer tire to outer tire. The rear is identical. I measured that as well. So all you guys looking for enclosed trailers, including myself, or even open trailers, you'll be rubbing if you're 76 inches wide. You're gonna need to be 80'd be a good start to have just a couple inches of clearance on each side. A 7-foot trailer would be good. 8.5 would be super. So yeah, glad you guys could join me here. There's one more shot of this thing in the old garage here, but super fun machine. The word controlled comes to mind, precision. But don't get me wrong, this thing is balls out monster when you floor it. It's I had a Turbo S 19 with clutching and Tunes from AA, the 105, 110 octane, up to 85. This thing's faster. Pretty good job Polaris did with this. So I will see you guys next time on the video. Hopefully answer some more questions. Thanks.